Assalamualaikum and good morning to you all. My name is Irfan and my group will be representing the topic of the spinal cord. My group is consisting of Izat, Afi, and myself, Irfan. Now, what is the spinal cord? The spinal cord is a cylindrical structure that runs through the center of your spine, from your brainstem to your lower back. It's a delicate structure that contains nerve bundles and cells that carry messages from your brain to the rest of your body. The spinal cord extends from the foramen magnum at the base of the skull to the level of the first lumbar vertebrae at a distance of about 43 to 46 centimeters. The spinal cord is divided into 31 segments, with each segment giving rise to a pair of spinal nerves. The cord is continuous with the medulla oblongata at the foramen magnum. Now I will continue on to Afik to give the next explanation to the next thing.
And for the next one, I will explain about the human. And the next one, I will explain about the human vertebral column. First thing first, we need to know what consists of human vertebral column. So there are 6 of them, and 3 of them located in our necks, and the rest of them located in our backs. So we have the atlas vertebrae, axial vertebrae, and cervical vertebrae, which is located in our necks. And the rest of it is thoracic vertebrae, lumbar vertebrae, and sacral and caudal. So as we can see in the slide, there is a cross-sectional of spinal cords. The intervertebral disc separates the vertebrae, and if a disc slips a bit and presses on the spinal cord, pain will result. So as you can see in the cross section, the spinal cord appears oval, and the spinal cord has 2 main functions, which is a conduction pathway for impulses going to and from the brain, and the second one is served as a reflex center. And we will continue with our brother Izat.
Alright, now we will continue with the function of spinal cord, which are conduction pathways and reflex center. So how does spinal cord function as a conductor pathway? So the conduction pathway that carry sensory impulse from body parts to the brain are called ascending tracts. Pathways that carry motor impulse from the brain to muscles and glands are descending tracts. These tracts function in the control of skeletal muscle movement. Then we also have reflex center. The reflex arc is the functional unit of the nervous system. Reflexes are response to stimuli that do not require conscious thought, and consequently they occur more quickly than reactions that require thought process. For example, with the withdrawal reflex, the reflex action withdraws the affected part before you are aware of the pain. So the receptor gain the stimulus. The sensory neuron will accept the stimulus and carry out the intermission to interneuron. Then the impulse will be directed to the motor neuron and will be sent to the affected to give out the response. So here's an example of pain that been received by a skin. So when a finger is pricked by a sharp pin, the sensory receptor detects the stimulus and triggers a nerve impulse. The nerve impulse is transmitted along the sensory neuron to the spinal cord. In the spinal cord, the nerve impulse is transferred from the sensory neuron through the synapse to the relay neuron. From the relay neuron, the nerve impulse is transferred to the motor neuron. The motor neuron transfers the nerve impulse from the spinal cord to the effector to affect the muscle tissue for the final movement. So that's all about the spinal cord. Thank you very much for lending your ears.